So on to the video games segment of the news portion. So that whole sentence made no sense. On to the video game portion of the news segment.
I feel like most of our viewers don't know us in real life. This is us in real life. Like, if you're watching this, you're getting a good understanding of the type of people we are.
Ghost of Tsushima's DLC and updates. So
Yes.
version 1.2 is coming out next Friday on the 16th, and you can guarantee we'll definitely talk about that a little bit at the beginning of the next episode in the next 2 weeks. But I'm just gonna talk about what's included in that, and then I'm gonna talk about the PS5 teardown and about the new information we've got yesterday, and I think the day before that maybe, about backwards compatibility finally from PlayStation that we've been waiting for forever. And like we said last podcast, they've been holding out so much information.
Mm.
And just like a month before release, now they're like, okay, now we'll tell you, which sucks so much. Xbox has been doing the same thing, despite the fact that, admittedly, Xbox advertisement has been way better than PlayStation's. In terms of advertisement, they've been really selling that Xbox, like hard.
Right.
I also want to say, I don't mean to make our podcast like a PlayStation-centric podcast. It's just
we're both PlayStation players.
a matter of fact that we will talk about Xbox. There's no way we're not going to, but we are going to talk about PlayStation way more because we are way more interested in PlayStation. We'll still make a conscious effort to give you Xbox news, despite the fact that we're way more interested in PlayStation, and Xbox is kind of, admittedly, a bit of an afterthought because I'm not that interested in most of the things they're doing. So for Ghost of Tsushima DLC, first off is the co-op Legends DLC, which is basically you get access to 2-player co-op story missions and 4-player co-op, kind of like raids similar to Destiny, that they will be adding the weeks after the initial update. So the 3 classes are Samurai, Hunter, Ronin, and Assassin. So I'm gonna just go over a bit of what the difference between them is. The Samurai is just straight up combat, just like the regular character you play as in the main story. He has a special ability that basically focuses specifically with combat, that he like unleashes a flurry of strikes that kills a bunch of enemies. The Hunter uses a bow. Their primary strength is their bow. And they're basically like a sniper. The Ronin, their ability is they have access to a spirit dog that can come out and help them fight. And last but not least, the Assassin is the sneaky one, the one that's the ghost part of the title, Ghost of Tsushima, who's basically the one that its primary focus is in assassination and stuff. Now for the story, they add something that we'll talk about more in detail at the very end of this podcast, actually. New Game Plus, which basically, for people who don't know what that is, you're able to play the game again from the beginning with all of the gear that you and all of the upgrades that you unlocked by the time you finish the game. So with that, you're actually not going to start from the beginning of the game where you're on the beach. You're not going to start on the beach. You're actually going to start after he gets knocked over the bridge by the Khan. That's where the game starts with New Game Plus, because that's where the game first opens up into the open world. So that's after you play New Game Plus, be prepared that whole beginning portion of you fighting on the beach against the Mongols, that's not going to be there. You're going to start straight from when he crawls out of the water, and you get the little to call the wind. That's where you'll start. So other features that they add, one that I'm really excited for, because as I'm playing, I've been playing the game a lot more recently because of my excitement for the New Game Plus, but I'm going to probably not play as much because I feel like I'm spoiling my excitement if I play it too much. And so I'm just going to stop playing for a bit, and as soon as that update comes out, I'm going to immediately start playing. But basically, you can have specific classes. So what was a bit annoying to me was every time I wanted to wear a different outfit that specialized in certain things, because each outfit has different kind of like abilities attached to them that either you have increased defense, increased attack, and things like that, or increased you get different abilities once you like hit someone with a hit shot. There are a bunch of different things like that. Now you'll be able to set up a class with a specific mask, hat, armor, and sword, and whatever you want, and charms, and that'll be a class, and you could set up several of them. So that way, if you're going into a mission where, for whatever reason, you decide you just want to use your bow, you can switch to a class that focuses on using the bow. If you want to, be more stealthy on one mission, you can switch to a class that focuses more on stealth. And if you want to fight more, you can make a class that focuses on fighting. I've recently, actually, just to mention, I'm going to ask you too. I've been wearing the Tadayori's armor, the one that you get from doing, I think one of the, I forget what they call it, the legendary quest where you get like the explosive arrow or something like that. I can't remember.
I honestly never got the explosive arrows, but I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and I wear it all black, and I have you remember the name of the woman that was Sensei
Tomoe?
Tomoe. I have her mask. And
I have her mask too. I don't wear it, but I have it.
Tadayori's armor specifically enhances like your range combat.
Mm.
And to basically match that, I put on Tomoe's mask because she was an archer. What is your character currently wearing from the last time you played?
The white ghost armor. That's it.
Yeah, I didn't. Spoiler alert. At the end, you get an option to, again, spoiler alert.
That's why I said white. I didn't want to like talk about the choice. But...
kill or spare your uncle. And if you kill him, you get white. If you spare him, you get red. I spared him because I couldn't kill my own. So I got the red.
I killed him because I felt bad.
So yeah, that's what's happening.